What's up, everybody? Hello, hello. Welcome to another edition of Savings Minus Debt, Debt-Free Fridays, Debt-Free Advice Fridays, Debt-Free Advice Fridays. I'm sure, I hope I put it. Did I put advice in the title? I hope I did. Sometimes I did say Debt-Free Advice. What's up, Andre? What's going on? What is up? Yeah, that was by who was that? I'm gonna put his link in there. A follower, Poke EG Beats. I know I'm not saying his first name right, but yeah, let me give you guys what I'm. Let me see. He said it's okay that I can use his music, which is cool. I heard that song. I was like, man, that'd be a good intro song. I like that. There we go. I'm gonna put it in there later. That's the maker of the music. What is up, everybody? Happy Friday. Today is, what's today, the 9th? Yeah, man, DMX passed away today. Grew up loving his music. It's crazy, man, because him and I are the same age. He's actually exactly 1 year younger than me, and it's just, I don't know. When you're younger, man, you don't really get it, but when you get older and you get to those guys that are the same age as you, had been rapping when you were a kid, and now they gone. You know what I'm saying? Tupac, Biggie. I mean, Biggie too, DMX. But it's different because when those guys died, we were still young. You know, you think when you're late 20s, early 30s that you old, but you're not really old. You young. And then when you reach 50 is not old. You just realize 30 was young. It's crazy. Anyway, what's up, Ryan? Welcome. Messi. Hello. Nicer, Aaron, Mike. If I didn't say that already, hello. So my name is LJ Young, and I am a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become financially free by helping them mathematically see outside what I call the debt matrix. And the debt matrix is a place where slaves live. Slaves live in the debt matrix. Now, there's two kinds of slaves. There's unconscious slaves and conscious slaves. Unconscious slaves don't trust math, and they don't know they don't trust math. Okay, let me give you an example. They believe they're homeowners with 30-year mortgages. All right, they believe they got a car on sale, even though they financed it for 84 months. These are things that are not mathematically true, but yet they believe it. Okay, that's unconscious slaves. Conscious slaves and the conscious slave is the second type of slave. They were once unconscious, but now they came across the SMD channel, found out they were in debt by adding up their savings and adding up all their savings and adding up all their debt, including mortgage, student loan, tickets, back child support, IRS taxes, all of it. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life. Savings minus debt equals your real net worth. They found out, they said, oh shit, I'm in debt. I'm a slave. Yes. And then now they're doing whatever it takes to get out of debt. Now, I lived in the debt matrix up to the age 40, 41-ish. All right. And I'm kind of long story short, how I woke up. I went to apply for a loan. They denied me. They said my debt to income ratio was too high, DTI. And I said, what's that? I didn't know what that was. I looked it up. Found out that I made a little bit of money, but I had a whole lot of debt. Okay, that's what that meant, right? And they denied me a loan. But what woke me up was this: I followed all the credit rules. I paid my bills on time, had good history, good credit history, good paying job, 6-figure earner, blah blah blah. All the things you need to have so-called high credit score. But I had all those, but I was still denied. That was a red flag. I was like, wait a minute. I followed all your rules. That's the only reason why I'm in all that debt, because you guys told me to do it. And then that's what woke me up. Then I was typing in, I think I was looking for a debt to income ratio, And then after I typed in debt, I came across Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey said, hey, basically was like, take the math that you learned in grade school and apply it to your finances and you'll win with money. That's what I did. Once I did that, I became free. Once I became free, I realized I was a slave. I didn't know I was a slave until I became free. That's the only thing I can explain that to you, right? And now that I'm free, I took what I learned from Dave Ramsey, because it's just mathematics, right? SMD strictly goes by the laws of mathematics, period. There's nothing outside of. So what I did was took what I learned from Dave Ramsey, stripped out all the religion, paying tithes, still save for retirement, even though you have a mortgage, which is impossible. You can't, religion has nothing to do with mathematics. It's 100% impossible to save for retirement if you have a mortgage. That's impossible, according to the laws of mathematics. I strip all that out and give it to you raw. If you just keep it raw, always remember this statement. If it doesn't make mathematical sense, it cannot make financial sense. It cannot. That's impossible. It can't. So if your student loans are older than your mortgage, you are so far from being a homeowner, it'll make your head spin. You're not even close to being a homeowner, okay? Because the bank knew if you didn't pay off your student loans in 20 years, you're definitely not gonna pay a house off in 30. The only people that don't know that is you, because I guarantee you the banks follow the laws of mathematics always. Okay. All right. So now, so today is for you guys to ask me questions. Now I'm gonna put this, I'm gonna put the link up in there. If you're new to the channel, please feel free to ask. Ask me any personal finances only. Okay. And as we're waiting, I'm gonna just kind of tell you my thoughts about unconscious slaves. Okay. And I don't know why it's been hitting me like this lately, but I actually feel sorry for unconscious slaves. I do. I'm feeling, you guys don't know what's happening right now. You guys really don't know what's happening. Yeah, man, it's really difficult to explain. If you don't even own yourself, you'll never be able to understand what I mean. If you don't wake up now, like 2020 is like 2020 vision. I swear it all goes together. 2020 vision, wake up, open your eyes. If you just open your eyes and trust, this is all you got to do. You just trust mathematics. Because if you're in a debt matrix, here, let me let you know if you're in a debt matrix so you'll know. Because I know some people, it confuses people, right? If you have a finance phone in your hand, you live in a debt matrix, because only unconscious slaves finance phones. Okay. If you financed a car for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, you finance a car, period, you live in the debt matrix, because only slaves finance cars. Only slaves finance things that go down in value. That's why you're living paycheck to paycheck, because you keep financing things that go down in value. But right now, they are taking full advantage. Now, see, I got to make sure I word this right. Okay. They're taking full advantage of you unconscious slaves that don't trust mathematics. Okay. They're taking advantage of you not trusting math. So you really are just hurting yourself. They are, I mean, they're making you slaves by the millions. You guys have no idea how fast they're creating slaves. I mean, let me give you an example. Okay. I'm gonna give you an example. I always look for things that don't make sense. CENTS. Now, financial things that don't make sense. I always look for things that don't make sense. Now, there's been a whole bunch of like PPP fraud, you know, that loan that they're giving out to cover the employees if you keep them on or whatever, right? And people are frauding that so easily. It's like, and people are getting on, listen, they're getting on Facebook bragging about themselves getting money, buying shit, buying cars, and all this other stuff. Let me tell you something, slaves, okay? If this is you, I got some very, very bad news for you. If this is you, if you're defrauding, getting that money fraudulently, they own you now. They can come and get you anytime they want. They can come get you now. They can come get you 5 years from now. They can get you from 10 years from now. They own you now, because they know the majority of people that are stealing that money, you've never seen that amount of money in your lifetime, especially at once, ever. They know that. You are the only ones that know that. I promise you, they already know when you guys fill out these fraudulent claims, trying to get this money. All they got to do is take one look at your personal credit report. They already know that you're going to defraud them, because by looking at your credit report, You are the only one that don't. The reason why you're defrauding it because you want the money. Money doesn't exist for you slaves. That's a trick. Money is a tool. It's not. It's nothing. You can go to the government website and see how much they make a $100 bill for. They make it for 14 cents. They make $100 bill for 14 cents. Now, here's the glitch. I know you're going to hold 100. Be like, well, why do I believe it's 100? That's because you're in the matrix. That's why. They're not tricking anybody. So they know if you go after this money and you get it, what you're going to get it, and then you're going to spend it. But put it this way, they're going to wait long enough till you spend every single dollar. Then they're going to come knocking on the door and say, "Hey, man, you just lied on this thing. You're not going to have the money. They're gonna add up all these charges, wire fraud, electronic bank fraud. I mean, they be making up shit, and you guys, it's all on you. They're just gonna own you. Then they're gonna say, guess what? We own you, or you want to go to prison. Which one you want? They're gonna own you. So imagine if you had $100,000 in student loan debt, and then you fraudulently borrowed $100,000 in PPP money. You are done. You're done. I hope it was worth whatever you bought. They own you now until you're dead. Unless you figure out something to get out there and make 2, 3, because remember, it's going to be okay, listen, unconscious slaves, you guys are the investment. It's not the money, it's you. You take 100, you're going to pay them back well over that the rest of your life. You're going to be penalties and fees and all this other stuff that they're going to stack on you. Ooh, man. And then since it's fraudulent, now you got to lie on your taxes. They're going to let you stack it up yourself because now, since you stole the money fraudulently, you're not going to claim it properly on your taxes. They go together. Do you guys understand they go together? They go right together. Tax evasion, it all goes together, slaves. It all goes together. Now they're going to slowly migrate into 40-year mortgages because you guys are desperate right now. You guys are desperate. You'll take anything to save your house and save your credit. And it's not even your house. And who cares about credit? Doesn't mean anything, only to you. I do. I feel sorry for you guys, man. It's going to go across generations. You're going to carry that shit right to your kids, thinking, oh, poverty and life. And oh, what about that time you stole all that money? Is that why we're in poverty? You stole $100,000 back in 2021. You still probably paying on that, right? Yep, sure are. You're going to be making payments for the rest of your life. You'll never be able to own anything. You can't own a house when you owe the government $100,000 in fraudulent money. Right. Exactly, Messy. You don't even need you guys build your own cases. Especially, hey, listen, you young 18-year-olds, because I've been seeing a lot of that shit on social media. You young 18, 20 something year olds, do you guys know what you're doing to yourself right now? You don't even know what you're doing. You're probably taking that money, buying cars and shoes and jewelry. Do you know what you're going to be paying? You're going to be paying for with it with the time of your life. Because the only way you're going to be able to pay back every dollar of that money, plus penalties and fees, and now you're going to have a criminal record, and now you're going to be a felon. You know how hard it's going to be for you to be paid back 100 grand as a felon? I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying it's harder. Man, you guys just posted. The prosecution doesn't have to. They don't have to hire any private investigators. They just click on Facebook. Click on Instagram, Twitter. Hey, look I'm getting paid. I mean, all over social media. Do you guys know what they just put the bait out there, and you guys fall for it, hook, line, and sinker. Why don't you take a step back and say, why is this PPP money so easy to get? Damn, it's damn near easy to get as a student loan money. Why is that? Because once you take it, that's it. You signed the paperwork. You lied on the paperwork, and then you press enter to send it electronically. That's what, man, they just They don't have to rush to look for you guys. They want to wait for, they're going to wait till you spend all that money. And I guarantee you, if you got 100 grand right now, Slade, I guarantee you that'll be gone before the end of the year. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. I feel sorry for you guys. I do, man. I do. I really do. It's bad. Mm. What's up, Hyphy? Sal's? What's up, Mosman? Which is a nicer fun fact. There was no debt matrix here in the States pre 1492. Interesting. I thought about looking that up too. Herman says, my uncle financing a TV that was worth 400, but paying triple as more than what is. Oh, yeah. I mean, this is what I'm trying to teach you guys here. Okay. The best way I can show you. Okay. This is what I want you to do. Just Google how much it costs to make a $100 bill. Click on the government website where they tell you 14 cents. Now, I want you to, the reason why I want you to look at this, look at it that way. I want you to look at everything you buy. How do you really, like when you go see a car, like a Cadillac Escalade, brand new Cadillac Escalade, and it's running $85,000. Do you really think it costs $85,000 to make a Cadillac Escalade? They got hundreds of thousands of them. You think each one costs 85? Not even close. Not even close. And you guys finance it. COVID relief abusers convictions will come with that order to pay restitution. You sure will. Restitution. You can't bankrupt student loans, restitution. You can't bankrupt none of that. What would be the purpose of the punishment if you could just go get it just bankruptable? You're going to be a slave until you're dead. And if you know somebody that's doing this fraud right now, you need to send them this video. Send them this video. I strongly suggest if you did it and you still got some of the money, go to them and say, hey, check this out. I did this. Here's whatever money's left, and take your punishment the way it is. Don't let them find you. Don't let them find you. You go to them. But if you're thinking about it, if you getting on Instagram and these people telling you how to do it, you better stop. You better stop. That's a trap, because they're making it easy for you guys to defraud the PPP. I want you to understand something, that they're making it easy. That's on purpose. What's up, Quam? Bro, that 20K is wild in Miami. What you mean by that, Quam? They know you can't afford it when they give it to you. Oh, yeah, they know. Trust me, they know who's going to defraud. They already know. The banks already knew. They already knew who was going to go out of business too. Businesses, they already knew who was going to go out of business. The people that was having trouble keeping up with their payments. Uh-oh. Andre speaking alien. Sorry if I spelled it wrong. 20 years since I've studied it. I don't even know what that is. Herman says, I seen the band. Oh, video too. He sounded, yeah. You know what? This is what I say, Bandman, okay? If whatever he's doing is legal, okay, and this is why I really don't want to even get on videos like that anymore. What he's doing is legal, okay? I personally have no right to say he's full of shit. I just say, hey, man, everything he's saying doesn't. The truth is not defaming anybody. So if I say, hey, Bandman is not, everything he's saying doesn't make any mathematical sense. That's true. Okay, you can't say somebody's trying to talk negative about me with the truth. You can't do that. But if it's like MLMs, multi-level marketing, that's legal. It makes no mathematical sense for the people that don't understand, but for the people that do understand, it makes total mathematical sense. Oh, Navajo. Okay. Oh, and he posted it on IG. Recorded. If you knew, you guys, man, unconscious slaves, you guys live in the debt matrix. You have no idea what you can't see. You know what? This world is outside the debt matrix. It's a totally different financial world. I want you guys to understand that. 90, okay, tell me this, Andre, too. I believe 90% of the financial information that you guys see on Google, I believe the bank wrote it. Once you get out of the debt matrix, man, it's totally different. Let me see. I took some pictures. 1 second here, because I wanted to talk about this. Matter of fact, I'm gonna talk about this. Okay, I'm gonna talk about this article. All right, 1 second. 1 second here. Where's that at? Share screen. Where is it? Application window. Okay, let me just do that one. All right, check this out. Persuasive copy to generate sales. Okay, I keep forgetting that persuasive copy. Post illegal activity on social media and be like, who snitched? I know, right? Somebody snitched on me. All right, check this out. Okay. I'm gonna read this to you guys so you can understand this, is because this doesn't see, like, here's the website Market Watch, right? These answers don't make any sense to me. Okay, so I'm gonna read this so you can see what it really says outside the debt matrix. I'm gonna say it to you guys. Okay, my wife had a baby 3 months ago. She has $160,000 in student loans and just asked my blessing to work part-time. The answer is no. You got $160,000 in student loan debt. You can't work part-time. Why do you even? The problem is, oh, I didn't mean to do that. The problem is people think they still have the option with $160,000 worth of student loan debt. All you can do is work. You can't have no babies. But as you know, that kind of talk is programmed into the debt matrix. Get a woman, she has a baby, she takes maternity leave, and then you guys have kids, the dad works, that same old bullshit. Okay. And he says right here, while she was in school, I was working 50 to 60 hours per week in a stressful management position while getting my master's degree online. If you think it's like that right now, you about to work 100 hours a week. Dear Moneyist, whoever that is, okay? All right. My wife and I had our first baby 3 months ago. As the breadwinner, my wife just returned to work after 12 weeks of unpaid maternity leave. Our savings are a bit low, and she's now asking my blessing to work part-time. They have no savings. They're $160,000 in student loan debt. There is no savings. See how unconscious slaves still believe they have savings, even though he just told us he didn't? That's called cognitive dissonance. Saying things that they know are not mathematically true. That's not mathematically true. This is distressing me for several reasons. We do fairly well, making $200,000 between the two of us, but my wife makes 60% of our income. If she went part-time, she is proposing 30 hours per week. This would cost us about $30,000 a year. He thinks it's costing them money. They don't have any money. He just told us right from the beginning he's $160,000 in the negative. He has no money, he or his wife. Losing $30,000 a year will limit our ability to save for our children's education. Why do you believe? Why does he believes he can save for his children's education? He's $160,000 in debt. You ain't saving for nobody's education. How you gonna save for your children's education and you haven't even paid for yours yet? That don't even make any sense. Save for retirement and take vacations. You can't look at that. You can't do any of that, slave. We currently have child care 100% covered between the two sets of grandparents who are both eager to watch after their first grandchild. Whatever. First, no, it says we are both 31, but my wife just finished her professional degree in 2018 and thus has only been working for the last 2 years. She now holds a doctorate degree that came with a considerable opportunity cost. Don't know what that means. Not not only did she forego working during these 4 years, she has about $160,000 of student loan debt. See how they talk separately? Aren't you guys married? That's your debt now, dude. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. And only the last 2 years of the 401k contributions. She has 100. They both have $160,000 in student loan debt, and they still believe they're contributing to a 401k. That is impossible. That goes against all the laws of mathematics. Okay. Our previous plan was to utilize the public student loan forgiveness program. Already considering talking about being slaves. Student loan forgiveness programs are for slaves that have given up on all hopes of ever paying off. If you subject yourself to 10 years of financial prison with no promise of anything at the end, you are unconscious married slaves. Okay, got it. She currently meets all the criteria, but if she went part-time, she would no longer meet the criteria. After all our bills and utilities are added up, including my 40. Oh shit. He also has 45,000. So they're almost at $200,000 in student loan debt. 200 grand. Okay. We have about $6,000 in monthly expenses, not including food and entertainment. Are you insane? The largest expense is our mortgage. Oh God. Okay, if their mortgage is about $3,000, I bet you they got about a $400,000 house. So 200,000 in student loan debt, $400,000 house. Ooh. That's like over $500,000. They're over $500,000 in debt right now. And I guarantee you this, with $200,000 in student loan debt, guarantee you they have a subprime mortgage. And this is why. Subprime mortgages are for slaves. Subprime mortgages are for unconscious slaves that refuse to understand that the only way to buy a house is in cash. That's the only way you can buy a house. You can't buy a house with no mortgage, especially a subprime mortgage, but they only offer subprime mortgages to slaves with student loans older than their children. If your student loans are older than your kids, that's why you have an FHA mortgage, VA mortgage, all the DACA mortgage, all these mortgages. Okay. We built a home in 2019 with no money. They built a house with no money. Well, at least they think they do. They did. At my wife's insistence. Oh, my wife made me. She made you do what? Build a house with no money? That's why I'm telling you, once you get out of the debt matrix, you'll never date a slave. You most definitely will never marry a slave. Okay. This home is the best school district in the region, despite the home being 10% over our predetermined budget. So they paid more for the house than what it's worth because they wanted to live in a good school district. So they bought a house they couldn't afford. Okay, whatever. While she was in school, I was working 50, 60 hours a week in a stressful management position while getting my master's degree online in the evenings. When we both graduated school and we both got jobs utilizing our degree, I finally felt we could both enjoy our lives. No, you can't. You guys are slaves. Up until now, this had been working out very well. I felt we were living comfortably, all a dream, okay, while also ensuring that we are saving money to hopefully retire at a reasonable age. They're not saving any money because they have no money. They're $600,000 in debt, and they still believe they're saving money for retirement. That is insanity. And help our child avoid student loans. He doesn't even know what he's saying. How are you going to help your child avoid student loans when you can't even avoid student loans, you or your wife? My wife generally leaves me to make all the financial decisions. I can tell she's leaving you into the financial decision making. I want her to be happy. I don't want her to resent me. Resent you for what? For not being, you don't want to be a slave? Although I know we can technically afford it. Although I know we can technically afford it. Look, listen what he's saying out in the public. I do not think it's financially prudent for her to go part-time. I can't help but feel like I'm getting the rug pulled out from under me. What do you advise? It's not, you never had a rug underneath you ever. That was an illusion. Now, this is my point. Okay. This is my point. Here is a website called marketwatch.com. Okay. Market Watch. You mean to tell me they didn't know that dude was an unconscious slave? You mean to tell me this website did not know this guy was, everything he was saying didn't make any mathematical sense? You telling me they didn't know that? Yes, they did. They put articles out here like this because it's like, you slaves, you guys are all the same. You guys all have those amount of student loans and you still want a house. What he's doing, millions of you men do the same thing. Oh, my wife wanted a house. Do you guys have $200,000 in student loan debt? Yeah, baby, we can't buy a house. She's gonna say, why? We have $200,000 in student loan debt. That's why. Why you asking me? What are you talking about? You want to have a baby? We have 200,000. No, we're $600,000 in debt, and you talking about you want to have a baby? Absolutely bananas. What's up, Omanike? Persuasive copy to generate. Yeah, persuasive copy. Okay, I keep remembering that. Mosman says slaves can't see math. Show them the math. Yeah, I will. You know what I'm thinking, Mosman, because I'll try to do that other way. It's too much delay. I think I have no choice but to get a document reader, because when it starts transferring between devices and then broadcasting to you, it's going too slow. So now I see why people that are showing numbers like this, they're using document cameras to do it, or a camera, a real-time camera to do it on a board, nothing electronic. Oh, they definitely shouldn't have had that baby. What's up, Bob Brown? What's going on? Not true. Women will make the man work. They sure. Well, they don't make anybody do anything. I just don't think people choose to accept to do something somebody else says. Cosmic says baby plus 160 student loan debt, probably mortgage. Oh, definitely a mortgage. No working part time, and she's the breadwinner. I know, right? He's definitely working for free. They have absolutely nothing. She said, "I'm glad I'm single." How is he talking about her debt when oh yeah, when he has student loans? I know, right? You know what it is? Because she has 160,000 and he only has 45,000. He think that's a difference or something like that. The government loves them. They are VIP platinum slaves. Yes, they are, for sure. So his wife went to college to stay home and work. Exactly. Exactly. But that's just the way, when you're late 20s, early 30s, you really start to believe what you see on TV. The man goes out and work, the woman stays home, raises the kids. Says who? If you guys are both debt free and you guys have everything, I promise you, when you get out of debt, you'll know when to get married, when to have children, and who to have children with. I promise you. And when Nika says, I have a coworker that has done the same, property tax gone up, she is now struggling. Yep. This says, I can't imagine the stress they're in. I bet their medicine cabinet is full of prescriptions. I know, right? Right. Sounds dumb and dumber by the pair. Yeah, it does. It sounds totally stupid. It just sounds so dumb. It just doesn't. But I know this is what the true purpose of that article. Okay, so you guys don't. So we don't have to keep harping on how dumb they sound. Blah blah blah. That article is because that article is basically saying the same thing that millions of people are in. They're in that millions of people are in that situation. So when they read it, they can relate to it. Oh, that's me. Maybe I don't have that much, or maybe I have more than that. Oh, my wife or my husband wants to do, it's all part of the whole thing. Right. Bronze medal slaves or silver medal slaves. There's levels to it. Sure is. There's even gold slaves. Now here's a gold slave. If you have a good job and you have an 800 credit score and you're just in mounds of debt, but you're paying all your bills on time, you are a gold slave. Okay, you are a top priority. You're a high value slave. It counts on your DTI though. That's where it's going to knock you off your pedestal. As soon as you reach your DTI, you're going to find out that your credit score don't mean shit. Your job don't mean nothing. I don't care. They don't care how many years you've been on your job. It won't matter how many on-time bill payments you've done. Not even your utility bills are going to help you. Not even the guy with the purple cow. He's not going to help you. Putting on your light bill on your credit report is not going to help you. It's people who have student loans that's about $1 million. Well, that's how they make slaves. Oh, it's conditioning. Oh, this is straight conditioning. It's called debt to income ratio, Omanike. Debt to income ratio. It's some you know what it is? It's some kind of formula that the banks made up to tell slaves what's the percentage of their money, what they can spend it on what. It's just the stupidest. It's so dumb. You mean some entity outside of you is going to tell you about your money? It doesn't even make any sense. I want you slaves to understand this is a conditioning. This is and I don't even want to say it's a program. I'm going to simplify this even more. They're taking advantage of the fact that you don't trust math. That is it. There's no devious plan. None of this is hidden. You live in the American dream? Well, you got to be asleep to dream. You see these kids holding out stacks of hundreds? You see them in videos all the time. You see them, they're just fanning them out. All you got to do is go to the website and see how much $100 is 14 cents. So if they're showing you a stack of, say like 10 $100 bills, you're going to be like, oh, that's $1,000. No, it's not. Whatever 14 times 10 is, that's how much it is. It's probably barely $1. What's that, like $1.40? You could have 10 $100 bills. In reality, it's about $1.40. It says it right there on the government website. Each $100 bill is 14 cents to make. 14 cents times 10 will tell you what they're really fanning out. Most of those people, you had $1,000, people will shoot you in your head for $1,000. But then you see the true value, it's 14 cents each. That's like $1.40 something. Yep, $1.40. You're gonna lose your life for $1.40? Hell no. Baby boomers didn't have to worry about this when they were young. This is another thing. I want you guys to really understand something, okay? Baby boomers, Gen X, whatever. Math don't care what generation you grew up in, okay? It doesn't care if you're Gen X or a baby boomer. 5 plus 5 equals 10. If you don't believe that, it doesn't matter what group you're in, okay? It equals 10. Math is timeless. Math doesn't have to evolve. Math doesn't have to change with the times. It just is. I don't even trust rappers holding a lot. I mean, when you're out of the debt matrix, put it this way. I don't when they hold money like that, I don't really see the money. You know what I see? They're just showing me something that they worship. That's why they're putting it in a video. If they didn't worship money, the money wouldn't be in the video. So, but when they show us the money, when they show me the money, they're just telling me I worship this money I got in my hand. Okay, whatever. All right, whatever. I'm sure it's props too. It's got to be prop money. Okay. You're not going to have hundreds of thousands of dollars and a whole cast of people around you. Okay. Cosmic says, look at the other side. Business love gold slaves. They sure do. Oh, yeah. They always generate revenue on time, consistently. Great time to start a business, service, and give them what they want. For sure. You guys don't even realize how many people that understand money that are making a killing right now. off of you guys. If you're investing in Bitcoin and you got student loan debt, you're the Bitcoin slave. You're the Bitcoin. You're not investing when you invest in Bitcoin with student loans. You're really investing in I mean, you're the Bitcoin. So I don't know. I can't really say you're investing in yourself, but you are the Bitcoin because you cannot invest in Bitcoin. You can't invest in retirement. You can't invest in your 401k. You can't invest in anything. You have no money. Just like the groups I was saying earlier, like Gen X and all this other stuff. Do you guys know like lower class economic classes? They don't even exist. Lower class, middle class, upper class, that's an illusion. If you make let's say like you make $150,000 a year and you probably consider yourself middle class, right? But if you're $500,000 in debt, you know what class you're in? You're in a debt class. That's it. Slave coin. Yeah, exactly. Slave coin. I don't think slave coin will ever shoot up like Bitcoin, but hey, if the banks can make up some mystery money, because the I want you guys to understand something too. I want you to clearly understand this. The banks invented cryptocurrency. Okay, they've been at this for generations. You were just born. These young people, they think they're coming. Oh man, they're old. They're not hip to the new times. They've been at this for generations. You're just new to Earth right now. You're 20. They've been at this for generations. The banks invented cryptocurrency. They did. I promise you, they did. I know so many people talking about Bitcoin and crypto with a mortgage, car notes, and student loans. Shaking my head. Hey, they just. It's like the Twilight Zone. It's like the Twilight Zone. You don't know you can't invest in cryptocurrency? No. Mm-mm. When's the last time you invested in your 401k? Oh, never. But you telling me about investing in cryptocurrency? Are you insane, slave? Slave, get out of here. You once you put it this way, once you get to this level where I'm at, once you get totally outside of the debt matrix, I don't even see you unconscious slaves unless it's necessary. The whole financial world gets quiet. You guys have no idea how quiet the financial world is when the slave chitter chatter is to nothing. You don't hear slaves talking about their cars and retirement and all this other stuff, especially social media. Ooh, you guys slaves. Ooh, you guys better stop. You guys better put the phone down. You better stop believing what you're seeing on social media. You better stop. E-Man says facts at the minimum. They plan crypto 50 years. What you think, Andre? 50 years? How long you think the bank's been planning cryptocurrency? What you think? A generation? 100 years? Maybe? I don't know. When they start slave coin, let's just hey, here at SMD, we just instead of calling it cryptocurrency, we're gonna call it slave coin. No, we can't call it slave coin because there are some people in there that understand money. Because I want you to understand, if you understand money, oh, go do some cryptocurrency. You guys know when to put in and you'll know when to take out. Let me give you an example. If you're into cryptocurrency now, Bitcoin, make, student loans come back on in September, you pull your money out in August. Soon as it's wait till about the end of August, just before whatever date that is, what's the 21st or something like that. Slaves don't know when to pull their money. Pull your money out just before the student loan debt starts, the payments and stuff start back up. That's when they're gonna put all that shit back on their credit report. Everything's gonna go to hell. And then they're gonna say, oh my God, I can't keep up with all these payments. And then they're gonna go run to their cryptocurrency, and then guess what? It's gonna be worthless. Man says, I'm getting there. The air is smelling. Oh, totally different. You're gonna walk around here, people gonna think you're an asshole. You're not like, no, I'm not an asshole. I just when it comes to money, I just trust mathematics. That's it. I want to live outside the debt matrix. I'm telling you, it's like, I swear to you, it's just like the movie, like the Matrix, when you know how the main characters are walking around, like when they walk out in public, but everybody else is just walking like they don't even see them. That's how it is. That's exactly how it is. People spending money. I go down to the beach. The beach is packed. Spring break. You would swear there are not millions of people out of work. You would swear that. Everybody's shopping like there's not a care in the world. No, you're just spending stimulus money. That's it. They know exactly what you're doing. You're spending your stimulus checks. What are you guys going to do when September comes? What are you going to do then? What are you going to do when the moratorium ends? What? You know what you guys going to do? 40-year mortgages, 40-year refinance, 40-year refinances. 40-year mortgages are going to be the new standard because you guys are going to not want to lose your house and want to save your credit. So what you're going to do, since you're not going to be able to ever catch up on payments, they already know you're not going to be able to catch up on payments. Okay. I want you to clearly understand that. So what they're going to do is they're going to say, how about you refinance into a 40-year mortgage? And then they're going to wrap in your back payments, your taxes, everything into the new loan. And then they're going to turn to you and say, hey, look, your monthly mortgage payment is lower and you get to keep your house. And then everybody's going to be happy except you financially. What's up, Brad? I read an article that the bank in Canada is giving their employees an extra day off because of the pandemic. An extra day off. Jeez. Oh, due to stress. Wow. Serve the planet, Andre says. Obviously, I must have said something. Jay Rush says, so your method is if a married couple makes $150,000 together, but has $85,000 in debt together, they really okay, wait, let me see what you're saying. If a married couple has $150,000 to makes 150. Okay, first of all, how much they make doesn't matter. Okay, so let's just take that out of the equation. But has $85,000 in debt. Okay, they're negative 85,000. They really only have live on 65. No, what I'm saying is that they're negative $85,000 in the hole. They don't have any money. According to the laws of mathematics, that says they have no money if they're $85,000 in the hole. And it's not me saying it. Okay, it's not SMD, it's not me. It's these are the laws of mathematics. That said if you're below zero, that means if you're $85,000 in debt, that means you're $85,000 below zero. Above zero is positive, below zero is negative. They're way deep down in the hole. The matrix is real. Isn't it amazing? You think I always say this story. I remember watching the Matrix, the original Matrix movie in the theaters, and I remember saying to myself, I wonder if that's real. It's real. People really believe it takes unconscious slaves really believe it takes 30 years to pay off one house. 30 years. They put the house up in 30 days. An unconscious slave will pay 30 years on a house that was built in 30 days. Are you insane? I would never do that. Late 19th century, most of it ripped from Tesla, from the real Tesla. You know what's so crazy, Andre? I have really the 936. Man, I don't really talk about it too much, but I've been following Tesla's work, and I've been finding this pattern, man. This numbering pattern. Everything is 0 through 9. Nothing reaches above 9. Nothing. That tripped me out. Everything added up comes back to 0 to 9. He was on to something. There's a pattern in there. I found the pattern, but I don't know what it means yet. They will not pay the 85,000 in one lump sum and wipe away the debt. No, they won't. Because slaves believe it's okay to just carry on debt. And when people bring up debt, they always just first of all, I always say, what kind of debt do you have? And if they say student loan debt, I say, how long have you had it? And they'll say naturally 15, 20 years. And then I'll say, how long did you go to college? 4 years? So let me get this straight. You went to college for 4 years, but you pay on your student loans for 20. And then all of a sudden you turn around and tell me you're investing in your retirement. That makes absolutely no sense. You haven't even invested in yourself first. If you went to college for 4 years and kept your student loan for 20 years, you just told me you haven't invested in yourself first. How are you going to invest in something outside of yourself if you haven't invested in yourself first? You don't even own yourself. If you're in a negative, if you're in a hole $85,000, you don't own yourself. Oh, you better believe that. Oh yeah, you most definitely. I'm getting a Tesla. I'm getting a house first before I get a Tesla, okay? Because I want to be. I got to stop being a slave first, a partial slave because I rent. Okay, I'm still a 1%, 0.5% slave. Okay, because I rent. If you guys take this knowledge, and do I really want to call it knowledge? It's just the math that I learned in grade school. If it doesn't make mathematical sense, it cannot make financial sense. If you always remember that statement, you'll be rich. You'll be wealthy. Oh, that's what it's called, vortex math. Hmm. Because every number you add up the total of numbers. When they add numbers up and they're more than double digits, once you break them down and add them up, they come back down to the same between 0 and 9 every single time. And then all of a sudden, I started watching the Tesla stuff, polygons, and I'm like triangles. I'm like, what the? Okay, Tesla, what are you saying? What'd you see? Message says they knew exactly what they were doing when they say the American. Exactly. None of this is hidden. This is what's so brilliant about this financial system. None of it is hidden. Becoming rich is not a secret. Anybody can do it. If you just follow the laws of mathematics, okay, listen, I'm gonna teach you guys how to become rich. Just simple. Here we go. Zero always begins with you. If you never forget that, you'll be rich. Let me say that one more time. Zero begins with you in everything you do, everything, according to the laws of mathematics. So if you have 100, say like you have $100,000 in student loan debt, right now you're not at zero. You're at negative 100,000. Okay, so you can't start becoming wealthy until you get to zero. AKA investing in yourself first, the business of you. Is the business of you in business? Has anybody given you investment advice? Have they invested in themselves first? Mm-mm. Short change says them $500,000 homes for 100,000. LJ won't be here as soon as we thought. What is that? For 100K, LJ won't be here as soon as we thought. Millions are still living rent mortgage free. Oh, for $100,000. Right, right. I mean, it's just a matter of time before this. Hey, man, this housing market crash. I feel for you guys. I do. You guys don't know what's coming. You guys are too busy buying houses, refinancing homes, refinancing. Once I found out you could refinance a car, if you're listening to this, if you've ever refinanced your car, ooh, 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 ooh. Mm, mm. If you could hear your chains rattling, if you could literally feel the chains on your hands and feet, your ankles and wrists, They doing you so bad. Ooh, they doing you so dirty. Ooh, they doing you so dirty. Ooh, so dirty. They're just kicking you on the ground, spitting on you, and you're doing it to yourself. You're just doing it to yourself. They're not doing anything to you. Wait till the market crash. If you go, oh yeah, I'm waiting. Believe that. Hopefully, I have the money by that time. I got it. You're teaching any negative debt is bad. Get rid of debt so you can live your life in positive, no matter how much you make. Got it. Okay, so let me break that down to. And that's I like the way you said that too, Jay. Okay, so this is what I want you to listen to the way I say it. Okay, you're teaching any negative debt is bad. Bad is a feeling. Feelings have nothing to do with math. So debt is just debt. Okay. So there is no such thing as good debt and bad debt. It's just debt. Because so whenever you hear somebody say, "Oh, this is good debt, this is bad debt," the only thing they're really saying is they're telling you their feelings about their own debt, because their own debt is the only debt they know about. So they're just telling you how they feel about it. Okay. You can't, if you're in debt, you can't live your life because you don't own your life. If you're in the negative, you don't live your life because you don't own it. Now, if you don't understand what I mean by this is what I want you to do. If you got a Credit Karma account, all right, I want you to log into your Credit Karma. In there is a list of all your owners. And as soon as you log in, there's going to be a number that pops up in front of you. Put a negative in front of it. That is the money that you owe all those people that own you. A credit report is an owner's ledger. That's a list of all the businesses that own you and how much you owe them. Why would somebody refinance something? Because they're slaves. But I'm glad you got it though. The original uh, statement, what you're saying is that you got it. I totally get it. But the way you're saying this sentence, I just want you to hear it. But I appreciate it there. Thank you for joining the channel. I do. I really do. What's up, Sharif? L, if someone has a mortgage with tenants and the tenant rent pays the mortgage, is that a win? Well, that's business. Okay, that's business. Okay, I'm not against business debt. But again, even when somebody says that, hey, I got a mortgage and I got a renter paying and blah, 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 the first question I'm going to ask the person saying that to me, do you have student loans? If they do have student loans, they're not getting the rent. They're not getting any rent. They're not making any money. The bank owns their house and the bank owns the rental property. They're not making any profit. Okay. But if you own the property and somebody's in there paying rent, yeah, you're making money. Now, this is all you got to do. If you have a rental property and you think you're making a profit, this is what I want you to do. So you don't think I'm tricking you. Open up your calculator app. Okay. I want you to put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and hit equal. That's your profit. Okay. You don't make no profit until the bank gets back their money first, because they bought the house, not you. So just because you have a renter in there doesn't mean nothing. Just because the mortgage is $1,000 and you charging the renter $2,000, you think you're making $1,000 profit? No, you're not. Put in your mortgage payment minus your mortgage balance and hit equal. That's your profit. You don't make shit until the bank makes all their money back. Messi says refinance a car like repurchase a burger. Well, you got to remember, slaves don't have no money. So when they go to McDonald's, they're financing a hamburger. Okay. Short Change says only 25% of Americans have $25,000 of cash in the bank. Yeah, well, that's like when you hear statistics like that, those are slave statistics. I don't really pay attention to stuff like that. Hey, only this percentage of Americans have $500. Well, I don't really care about what slaves do with their money. So what? Andre says, imagine being born to a family that never has to pay income tax legally. You wouldn't know anything else. You better believe if I knew this when I was raising my kids, my boys, they would have never known about debt. Like my youngest son, he's all on it with me right now. He's an adult now, but he's with me now. No debt. What's up, Sean, man? It's been a minute. How you been, man? A friend of mine earns 36,000 a year. Went out to finance mm. a 2021 Jeep Gladiator for 48,000. He's making 1,000. Oh my God. And says he will refinance after see what I'm saying? You see what slaves do? He's gonna finance it for he's gonna make payments for a couple years and then he's gonna refinance it again. I'm telling you, slaves are number one. Without you, it wouldn't be no us. Facts, the banks are homeowners, not you. The banks own the house. Sure do. Short change says owning a house, you can still pay $30,000 a year and just uh where you live in Beverly Hills somewhere? What you talking about? $30,000 in property taxes? Where were you talking about? And let's say like this, because I want people to understand something, okay? All right, just a second. All right. Now, if you paid $30,000 a year in property tax, right? That's $2,500 a month. Okay, that's more than a mortgage. It's not that much money. I promise you. Plus, people don't account for the cost. Well, what slaves don't. This is what slaves don't put into their financial equations. Time, the time in their life. They don't involve the time in their life inside of the equation. The ultimate goal is to be wealthy. What is wealthy? Owning the time in your life. You have to figure that out. How can you earn money without using the time in your life, without getting up, working 8 hours, taking your lunch, taking breaks? What could you earn money without doing that? That's the ultimate goal. Figure it out. Jeff Bezos did it, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, and millions more. Well, thousands more. Let me not say millions more, thousands more. It must be without a personal guarantee, which usually requires a non-recourse loan in an entity. That piercing the veil, you got to make. How many slaves you think know better than to pierce the veil? Not many. They're in debt. They don't even know what that means. I know, ain't that crazy? $1,000 a month payment. That is insane. Insane. If they only knew how easy it is. Well, they can't. And you know what? And honestly, and I want you guys to understand this channel. This is a different level channel. Okay. You guys, what we talk about here, the majority can't know. All right. You guys just unconscious slaves. Slaves are number one. I'm just telling you right now, slaves are number one. Without you, there couldn't be no cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency wouldn't exist if it wasn't for you guys. The housing market could not exist without you. If slaves woke up and realized it doesn't really take 30 years to pay off one house, the whole housing market would crash. Without you, there could be no us. I say rent forever, have a million cash in the bank. Well, I mean, there's a put it this way, short change. There's ways to rent from yourself. So you could you could get a house and rent from yourself, and you just tell all the other slaves, they say, are you buying or renting that house? You just say, I'm renting. They don't know that you're renting from yourself. Just fit in. You don't want slaves to know you don't want to tell slaves that you have a paid off house. They're gonna think you're rich. Oh, you have money, you have extra money, you can loan me. You don't have a mortgage. That's how they think. Since you don't have a mortgage, you have extra money to give to them. Oh God, it's at an interest rate of 7. Mm, mm. I warned him about the kind of stuff and he didn't listen. I can't even feel sorry for him. You're gonna lose your friend. Hey, Sean, you know good and well you can't talk to unconscious slaves. You're gonna lose your friendship. You know better than that. What do we call that here? What do we call that here, Sean? Pulling down your mask in public. I'm not talking about the mask for the coronavirus. Your your human mask. They're gonna see one of your alien eyeballs. You know better than that. You guys hear me on the mic. You think I go out in public calling everybody slaves? No, I don't do that. I don't do none of that. I don't want them seeing me. You can't walk up to, hey man, you know you're not really a homeowner. How many times you refinance your house? I don't know, 2, 3 times, whatever. I pulled out the equity. I did the kitchen and I added a pool. No, you didn't. You didn't do anything because you had no money to do anything. You're just upping the value for the bank's house, and they don't even have to put like. Listen, when you see a slave refinance their house, upgrade the kitchen, add this and that, and they really believe they have upped the value of their house, it's not even their house. They did it for the bank. The bank didn't have to hire no contractors. It didn't have to get any licenses. It didn't have to let the neighborhood know that you're going to be having major they don't have to worry about alarm system. You guys covered with insurance. You guys do the whole property. All they do is receive payments and responsible for nothing. Your AC goes out, your washer and dryer, your upstairs bathroom floods. You don't call the bank. You got to fix it. Mm, mm, mm. Only a problem for someone who doesn't have the income. Get your level up. Sure is. That's the only time it's a problem. Okay. Uh, that's my plan. I'm renting forever. If anyone asks me, and it's no problem. I'm planning on. I'm gonna just tell you right now. I'm planning on. Yes, I'm getting a house, but I'm planning on renting from myself. Let me just put it that way. Get out of debt, and you will see how many different ways and how quickly you can pay off a house. But this is what I strongly suggest first. Okay. I strongly suggest make your only goal owning the time in your life. This is what I mean. So most of you guys will understand. There's 7 days in a week. 5 of those days are owned by your employer, Monday through Friday. You own 2, Saturday and Sunday, maybe. Right there should tell you that you don't even own the time in your life. Right there should tell you. 7 days in a week, 5 of them your employer owns. You only own 2. That's a dead giveaway. No wonder you're rushing around on Saturday and Sunday. You don't own the time of your life. If you make it your goal to do whatever it takes to own the time in your life, your whole world is going to change. They don't listen to you anyway. No, they don't listen to me. I don't care. And I don't want all the slaves listening to me. Okay. I like the system. I like our financial system. Okay. I haven't met one yet, LJ. They have all had errors in what they're doing, and they get upset when you tell them professionally. Wow, I don't even know how you would do that. Mm. But this is how you don't. Don't enter your feelings. I'm not talking to you, Andre, but those of you guys that are reading this, don't enter your feelings. The majority must be slaves. It doesn't matter what I say on this mic, okay? It doesn't matter what people think it doesn't matter. They can't hear slaves can't hear me. They don't know what I'm saying here. They have no idea. And I'll tell you guys that are new to the channel, slaves can't see 0. Slaves can't see -1, -2. They don't see negative numbers. So if they don't see negative numbers, they have no idea what I'm talking about. 0. They're slaves. It's shortchange. Don't act broke. Just be you. Just don't be phased by fancy cars, people's clothes. That it don't mean nothing. None of it means anything. That's what I mean, LJ, by renting. Oh yeah, I know what you meant. I know what you meant. Not even Sunday, only Saturday, really. Yeah, really only Saturday. Because Sundays, after about Sunday afternoon, you're mentally at work already because you're preparing. I got to get my lunch. Got to make sure I got gas in the car. What time I getting up? I got to beat this traffic. You're already ahead. So it's really just Saturday and half of Sunday. Exactly. Eric says nothing more than a property manager unless you have exactly. L, do you think this debt-based system will collapse? No, not even close. I don't want it to collapse. Hell no. No. This is why I don't want it to collapse. It's by choice. You can live on the bad side of it, or you can live on the good side of it. All you got to do is trust mathematics, and then you live on the good side of it. All right, you guys, we got to wrap this up here to do here. Thank you, Andre, as always. Cosmic. Thank you for joining. Short change, I appreciate it. Thank you for coming on. Messy Thrills, appreciate you. Wayne Omega. Sean, hey man, I'm glad to see you still out there. Appreciate you, man. E-Man. Sharif. Jay Rush, appreciate you. Hyphy, as always. Omanike, the Greek surgeon, Sal's. Share this video with some people, man. And I want you guys to do me a favor, man. If you guys go out there on YouTube and you guys come across some financial channels and you think I'd be good for the show, or maybe they want to come on this show, whatever, right? Share this channel with your friends. I really want you guys to see how powerful this is. I want you guys to see it. I want you guys to see me shred. I'm not even gonna cuss, but I'm gonna say it. Shred motherfuckers financially. Oh, yep, it's time. All right. I got to get off early. All right, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. And until next time, okay, we'll holler at you later. All right, bye.